It is time. Oh, we're a little early tonight. 8:58. So we're a couple minutes early. So we'll wait for people to get here till straight up 9 o'clock. Hand me your hat.
No, you get your own hat. You have one.
I have one.
Here.
Thank you. They won't know which one is which. All right, 8:59.
One time.
All right, it is 8:59. Nine o'clock.
Hello. I mean, there are people on. Wait, what?
Hello, everybody. Bam. 9 o'clock. Bam.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Why do you have my hat on?
Because I didn't want to go walk and get mine. We have twin hats. So this is hers, and mine is the same. You can't tell the difference. So what difference does it make, mine, hers?
Why do you have the hat on, sweetheart?
Because it's wintertime.
In the house. Huh?
I want people to know it's wintertime here in America. And we've had snow last week this time. We wanted to be with y'all, but we were in Trinidad in 85-degree weather, eating roti and doubles and
Bake shark.
bake and shark.
Bacon shark.
Bake and shark. So we weren't able to call y'all, to get on with y'all last week. And then the internet, we didn't have access, and it's a different time zone and everything. So we are here today. We're back in Washington where we had 11 inches of snow over the weekend. And so I pulled out the hats that we got somewhere while we were traveling. We both got a pair. I got a hat. I figured I'd show y'all our winter gear. Our winter gear. All right, enough. Thank you.
Thank you, dear.
You're welcome. Hello, everybody. This is Dr. Willie Jolley, and I got my beautiful bride.
This is Dee Taylor Jolley.
And we want to say Happy New Year to all of you. It's the 14th day of the month of January. 30 days from now, we'll be celebrating Valentine's Day. And that next day, we're going to be speaking for a special couples event for First Baptist Church of Glenarden. We'll be their guest. So if you're in the Washington area, you want to sign up for that because it's going to sell out. That's for sure. First Baptist Church of Glenarden. I don't know the address. We'll know it next week. We're doing a Facebook.
It'll be in Baltimore.
Oh, it'll be in Baltimore.
It's going to be in Baltimore. But we're
At a
doing
retreat center.
Yes.
Yeah, we're doing a Facebook Live
on Thursday.
Thursday night
to talk about their program.
with the directors, Beverly and Skip Little.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see, is that sure? Okay, great. And so greetings, and Happy New Year. For those who first time joining us, we are Happily Married Monday with the Jolly. We celebrate our book, Make Love, Make Money, Make It Last, which we are so grateful we have sold out.
We're in the second printing.
Yep, we're in the second printing. So the first printing is gone. I mean, gone. I think we got about 5 books left of the original first edition. So if you want one of those first edition originals, you better call my office tomorrow or order it online at Jolley.
Online it says back order, sweetheart.
Oh, well, you better call my office at Jolley at williejolly.com. 202-723-8863, 202-723-8863 tomorrow, and say, I want one of those last few. And once they're gone, they're gone. But those who don't get that, they can get our audio live at Grace Church. And this is Dynamite, 2 CDs and it is dynamite. We talk about everything: sex, about money, about making love, make money, and making it last. How do you do that? And how we've done it going on 34 years. So grateful to be here with you and all of you. Thank you for doing me a favor and telling your friends about this. Telling your co-workers, telling people in your network, hey, the Jollies come on Monday nights at 9 o'clock. Jump on. It's free. Free is a great word. Free is one of the best words that we found for people to be involved and engaged. So thank you. Well,
Our focus for tonight.
our focus for tonight.
First of the year.
First of the year.
And what do people do the first of the year?
They make resolutions.
They make resolutions.
Mm-hmm.
And you say resolutions have no power.
I say resolutions. I've been on TV in Richmond and D.C. All over
And
America.
on radio.
And on radio all over America, telling people, don't make resolutions. They have no power. They're a waste of time. They don't work. They are feel-good activities you do on the beginning part of the year, and by the end of January, most people have forgotten what they were resolving to do.
Because you can't measure it.
Well, there are a number of reasons. One is can't measure it. Two is because it has no power. It has no power. You say things like, oh, I want to be happy this year, or I'm going to lose some weight. Well, how much? I'm going to make more money this year.
Can't measure it.
Can't measure. I'm going to spend more time with God. And, how do you measure it? So we recommend you set goals. And that's what we want to talk about tonight. Because many married couples don't set goals together. They don't.
So our specific topic?
Is?
Can I say our specific topic?
You may.
Okay. Why should couples have shared goals and dreams?
Yes.
Why should married couples, have shared goals and dreams?
Right. First of all, let's talk a little bit about what we've learned over the years. With people we've talked to, people we've counseled.
And our own situation.
In our own situation. There's a power in goals, first of all. That people with goals live longer. People with goals achieve more. And people with goals tend to have greater success in their personal and professional endeavors.
Why is that?
Because it helps you to achieve very concrete accomplishments. That is not, just we're in the ethereal. It's concrete. It's clear. It's focused. So, rather than saying I want to lose some weight this year, okay, great. How much? When you set a goal, like today, I know right now how much weight I want to lose by Easter. I have a very clear number in my head. And I have set it, wrote it down, put it everywhere, and I've started acting on it. Haven't I?
Yes.
Did I do a vegan day the other day? Did I?
Yes, you did.
Weren't you proud of me?
I was so proud of you.
I ate.
And you reminded me all day long that you were eating vegan.
I was vegan.
So proud of you. Yes.
I was vegan. I
And-
didn't eat
and
any
I
meat. I
was
ate
so proud of
tofu. I ate vegetables. So anyway.
So you set a goal.
I set a goal.
And then he started
acting on your goals. Take action.
So that his behavior would change.
That's right.
Okay.
Now, married couples often, and we've seen it happen so often, married couples, they love each other, but they're going in different directions. They're going, one going this way, one going, rather than being a unified force that is working toward their common goal. And believe it or not, we've also seen marriages break up because they didn't have a clear, common objective and goal that they could work toward, and
related to their marriage. You're
related
not
to
talking
their,
about
well, related
you
to
have
their marriage.
individual goals.
You want to have individual goals, but then you have some common goals that you are working on. And I like to say, when you start working on your dreams together, that you have dreams that you're working on.
So you have shared dreams. And
Case
goals.
in point, when we got married, we lived in my mother's attic.
Yes, we did.
For the first year, because we sat down when we got married, and Dee said, I said, Dee, we got to get a house. Or well, she really wanted to get an apartment. I said, no, I don't want to do that. I want to get a house. Because I knew home ownership was the foundation of wealth building in America. And
He was cheap.
And I was cheap. I just wanted to, when I put money down, I wanted to get some equity in it.
And then also, I mean, if you really think about it, the fact that You sang for your supper. So
Yep.
we had to be mindful of every penny. It
Every
wasn't
penny.
like you had a paycheck coming in every
That's right.
week.
I was not a
And we
speaker.
had- no.
I was not an author. I
No.
was not a.
So we had to manage together every dollar.
So we sat down and set goals. And we set a goal that a year from our marriage date that we would buy a house. And we were willing to sacrifice and live in my mama's attic, save our money so that we would have an opportunity to buy a house.
Well, first you convinced me.
I convinced her.
That's
And
also a sales
our
job
sales-
as to why living in your mother's attic was beneficial to both of us.
Right, but
And
we
then
set
I
it-
bought into it.
But we did set
the
a goal for, and then we started working toward the goal. I started working on creating income.
Mm-hmm.
She started working on making sure, as she said, I was paid in cash as a singer at a nightclub or wherever I was singing, and had to reconstruct my financial record.
Had to develop a financial. Actually had to develop a financial plan, a financial picture
Right.
of who we were, so that we would be acceptable.
Remember, we went to the realtor. He laughed in our face, and this is a guy.
This
in
was
there.
somebody you knew.
Yeah, and he laughed. He
It was
said,
terrible.
"No
You
way,
will never get a house.
you will never get a house." But he did not know who he was dealing with. He was dealing with Dee and Willie Jolley. We were a team.
And we had God on our side.
Well, we did have God, but we worked
Amen.
together and giving God the glory. And we had God, and we did our work, our part. Because God gonna do His part. You got to do your part. And so she started working on the finances and learning from when she was working at a law firm there,
Yes.
as a
an administrative assistant,
administrative
actually,
person, and
for a lawyer who represented the country of Belize.
right, and
That was
she
something
got
else.
info from him. what
I
he did.
asked lots of questions as to how do we need to look
Right.
so that we can qualify for a loan. Well, you're paid in cash. That's a problem.
Right.
So-
So anyway, all of that to say, we set a goal together. We went to work together on the goal, and a year from the date we set the goal, we moved into this house.
That was in June.
June of the next year, we moved in this house. Now, it wasn't all it is now. We've renovated a number of times and built onto it, and completely changed it. But this was the house we bought.
So let's go back to why should you set goals as a couple?
Yep.
So you talked about being on the same path.
Mm-hmm.
To ensure you're on the same path, you're on the same road.
Yep.
On the same path, same
Are
road.
you going the same place, and you're not
Going in the same
you're not
direction.
pulling in different directions? Because look, if you take one horse that by itself can pull 3,200 pounds, and you take another horse that by itself can pull 2,500 pounds, you think together they can pull 32 or 2,500 or somewhere around 6,200 or something. Oh no! Together they can pull double what they are together, because there's
Double what they are separately.
because they're working together, and it's momentum. It's momentum. And so when you got that momentum, they start to pull almost 100,000 pounds because
Wow.
they are working together.
So working together says first you got to get on the same page. What is the page and what is the road?
Right.
That requires communication
Mm-hmm.
and then agreeing as to what you're going to do.
Right. So that's first of all, setting a goal is critical to the success of any accomplishment. And when a married couple does it together, it gives them power. Now, you find a lot of couples who don't set goals together. They don't have what we call corporate goals. Now, you got your goals. You set every year.
My personal goals.
And I've got my personal goals, what I want to achieve in terms of my weight.
But then we talk about that.
And then we talk about it. And do our goals, are they working in the same way? Let's say she had a goal to go on vacation with her girlfriends, and I said, well, we're going to go with
Well, that wouldn't happen anyway.
that ain't going to happen. I already
That's
told
not-
her. I told her she going on vacation with her girlfriend. I said, I'm going to be right in the middle of all the girlfriends. That ain't going to happen. That's not right. But I'm just giving you an example. That we must be making sure they're not separate goals going in a different direction, okay? So they have to be working together.
Which means you have to talk about what you're planning,
Yeah.
what you want to do. That's even before you get to the actions as to what steps you need to take to accomplish it.
That's right.
So you have to go back. You have to talk to each other. You have to sit down over dinner, over coffee, walk, talk, whatever.
So let me ask you this. Many of you who are watching this, how many, raise your hand, have had conversations with your significant other and you didn't agree on where you were going, what you're going to do? How many? Come on, right there. You know, most of you, come on. Or you had conversations with each other where you withheld or you didn't tell them. Like,
why? Because you thought
because one of the reasons we hear from people is that when you told them your dreams and goals before, they didn't support it.
Or they laughed at you.
Or
they tried to talk you out of it.
Right. So how many have been there? Okay, how many been there? You've been there, been there? Okay. So what we want to talk about tonight is the power of you working towards a common agenda for some part of your goal setting this year. That you're setting goals that will help you. Like we got this house. And we set a goal for how many vacations we would take a year. We set a goal we set a goal about where William, our son, would go to school. And how we would pay for it. And he was able to get through college with no
student loans.
So goals, agenda, making sure you're on the same page and working toward it. And working toward that goal as a team.
But making sure you're working towards the goal, I can't stress enough, talking to, communicating, listening, and identifying what is important.
Great point. The day I was on
to your mate
Donnie Simpson's show talking about my new book. For those who don't know, I have a new book out called An Attitude of Excellence. And I've been doing all of radio and television all over. Today I was on a Donnie Simpson show in Washington with him and Tony Perkins. And Donnie said something when I talked about in the book is endorsed by Stephen Covey, and the fact that I had the opportunity to be on tour with Stephen Covey, or at least do some events. It wasn't really a tour, it was one city, but we did 3 events in Sydney, Australia. And he said, that book had one thing that changed my life. He said it was seek first to be understood, then seek first to understand, then seek to be understood. Seek first to understand what she's saying. He said it's helped him in business and his relationship. Seek first
that's the communication.
I want to understand what you're saying, get clarity before I'm trying to make you hear what I want to say. So
listen, question, clarify.
Listen, question, clarify. So seek first to understand what your mate is saying. Okay, then. But most times ask questions. So listen, question. Did you mean this or did you mean, you meant that? Okay, and then clarify. Now, as we say in the book about communication, that you're going to have difficult conversations somewhere in the process. So if you do, we want to make sure you understand the power of the 4 F's. The 4 F's make a difference. They are be friendly. Always start each conversation being friendly, because far too often we've had people we've counseled who start off hostile, mad. We've had one not long ago where they got really angry quickly. No, friendly. Then frank. This is how that makes me feel. Not you did this or you did that. This is how it makes me feel. Frank, tell them the truth. Then be fair. Listen to what the other one has to say and say, well, I understand now. Think about my brother and I, one of our conversations when we had been a little distant. We had to ride for 2 hours, and he said, when you did such and such and such, it made me feel this way. I said, wow, I never knew that. I said, I apologize. And then I told him why I did it at that moment, just because I had to take some action, and he didn't feel it was giving him enough respect. I said, I apologize. And then he said, oh, I know, and I know I've offended you some things. And I said, yeah, he said, I apologize. And from that day to the day he died, we were like that, because we talked it through. So be friendly, be frank is how I make you feel. Be fair, then be focused on a positive result.
You know what? Sometimes it's difficult to be friendly,
Yeah, it is.
especially when you're pissed off.
Yeah.
Let's just keep it real.
Keep it real, but you got to work on it.
So, how do you work on being friendly when somebody has pissed you off? What do you need to do?
You've got to make a decision.
Sometimes, let's just talk about that.
You've got to make a decision that someone else's actions, words, are not going to control your actions and words or behaviors. And you might be upset.
Okay.
But you have a choice. You can't. Let me ask everybody here: can you control the time?
No.
Can you control the weather?
No.
Can you control what anybody else does or says? Anybody else says or does?
No.
What's the one thing in life we control?
Yourself.
Ourselves. And that's where we have. So if somebody says something to me, I have a choice in that moment. I can respond or react. Now, what's the difference? Reaction is usually negative. I'm going to react or I can respond. Okay.
And I'm saying,
yeah.
I understand.
Yep.
And I'm saying to you, because you have been doing this, we've been doing this for a while, it becomes easier to think through before you just react.
Well, that's why you have to in my book.
But for people where, and we have experienced it with couples,
yep,
that sometimes it takes more.
You got to get a system.
A system.
You got to get a system.
Absolutely right. And sometimes you can say, I am annoyed, I'm pissed off, and I cannot be friendly.
Okay.
So maybe you need to change your pattern.
Pattern interrupt. That was I was going to
walk away or do something different
Breathe,
before you can even get to.
Before you can say anything.
Be friendly.
Yep,
be
that's
frank.
a great point. That's a great
what
point.
I'm saying.
That is a great point. Look, because people flip off, they go nuts, and because someone said something or somebody pushed them or they felt disrespected, and before you know it, the initial issue becomes secondary, yes. And then you get into this big argument. What I have in my book, Setback, Set Up for Comeback. Remember the word danger is the word anger and danger are almost similar. The word anger is the word danger without the D. Now, you'll get angry. You'll get anger. But the D is for discipline. Because then if you don't have the discipline and you put that D on the anger, you got danger. And then it's a mess.
So it becomes when you're not able to control your emotions, you will say and do things that you will regret.
Regret, and then once that comes out of your mouth,
cannot take it back.
Can't take it back. So let's go back to setting these goals. That if you're working with each other toward a goal, everybody should have some.
Did we say why is it so important to work together?
There you go.
Did
why?
we do that? Why is it so important to work together as a couple?
Yep. Well, why don't you read a little more?
To have common goals,
yep.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we said that nothing puts more of a strain on a marriage than when spouses are on different pages about their futures, about their dreams, and about their goals. And without goals, you'll start to
about
drift.
The money, about everything,
okay?
Yeah.
By everything.
Mm-hmm.
And without specific goals, you can love each other, you can care for each other, but you start to drift apart.
Right.
Because there's so many other things going on, and then you find out that you're not on the same page, on the same road.
Right.
A marriage without goals is like a ship with no crew.
Woo! Ship is just going anywhere.
So it's just drifting around. You will be going every which way,
yep.
But where you need to go in order to achieve a clear destination.
And
which is a happy marriage.
Happy marriage.
Okay.
Come on, baby.
Okay.
Oh, let me tell y'all something. It's a great thing to be able to come home to no drama. We don't have drama here. We don't ever have drama.
I think but to like coming home. I like saying coming home. Okay.
Or being home with no drama. Because we know people who don't go home. They won't go home after work, or they find excuses for going home because there's drama.
I think that's why the happy hour is so popular.
Happy hour is popular, and all sorts of other hours.
And you're still not happy. You can go to happy hour, you get drunk.
That's a good one, D.
And you're still not happy because you still gotta go home.
That's good. So I like that. So I'm encouraging you to sit down and get ready to set some goals and dreams together. and start working together as a team. We are a team. We in this to win it together. I got her back, she got my back, and we were working together on a team.
I think one of the things that Cheryl said as we were working on this, and Cheryl works with us, is that when she was married, they never talked about goals. So for some, this might be
notice she said when she was married. She ain't married no more.
They didn't know to set goals or to even talk about goals. So you can't talk about goals collectively as a couple if you have not even talked about goals as individuals.
Or you don't know anything about goals. Okay, so this is probably a multi-part program for us to help you with your goals. Help you not only set goals, but to hit goals and make this the best year of your life.
So
let me ask you a question. How many of y'all want more money? How many want to have more fun? How many want to live better? How many want more peace at home? How many want to have more fun together? Yes. Then we're going to tell you how to do that. But not this week. You're going to come back next week.
So you need to start. So you need to start to
read a little more about what you're going to say.
Oh, okay. Well, you need to start to think about what is important to you.
Yes, right. I want y'all to
and then start to ask each other, what's important to you? What do you want to do this year? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Where do you see us in 5 years?
Right.
In 10 years? Or maybe you have little kids, get the kids out of high school. When the kids get out of high school, what are we going to do differently?
Right.
What are you thinking about? Oh, you were thinking about moving to Florida? No. I was thinking about redesigning the family room and turning it into a library or something like that. Right. You were? I didn't know that.
Never talked about it.
Yeah.
Never set any goals. How about our vacations? Or how about our retirement? What do we plan to do? Where are we planning to go?
Retire? Are you going to retire? I wasn't planning on retiring. Those kinds of conversations. Well, how much money do you think we're going to need? Because I want to travel. Well, maybe you'll become a consultant as opposed to doing what you're doing now.
And one said, I'm saving the money for a boat. The other one said, I'm saving the money for a condo in Florida. I mean, if you don't set the goals, it's going to create some anxiety and some anguish and some problems down the road. So we want to help you live better, make more money, have more fun. If you
so what might be an assignment?
Well, the first
think about
the first assignment. So why don't you tell them?
Okay. No, I was going to say.
Well, one of the things we want to let you know is we're going to do a goal setting seminar on the 26th. Is that correct? Mm-hmm. In Washington. So if you're in the Washington area, you might want to go. We're having a webinar this week.
Yes, we are. Free webinar.
Free webinar on goals.
On goal setting.
On goal setting is noon on Wednesday. The noon one is this Wednesday at noon.
Yes.
And it's go williejolly.com/webinar.
Yes.
williejolly.com/webinar. If you're interested in the goal setting seminar, do you know what that is? I don't know what it is. Anyway,
the actual one at the end of the month on
the 26th.
On Saturday the 26th?
Yes.
It's from noon to 5 p.m.
You know where they can go get information?
I think that's the one that's williejolly.com/webinar. I think that's what that is.
Maybe so. I don't
know.
I don't know. All right. You see,
if you're interested.
Yeah, I got a lot of stuff going on.
It's too much. If you're interested, you can send a note.
Yeah, send us a note. Anyway, let's get back to this marriage thing because our time.
Okay, so then our goal then for this week is to simply talk about your goals and dreams. You don't have to write anything down.
Not yet, just talk.
Where are you planning on going? What do you want to do?
We want you to communicate. We want you to talk. We've found so many couples who don't talk to each other. They talk at each other. They talk about each other, but they don't talk to each other. Your homework this week. 1, talk to each other. And 2, I had to remind 2 couples, and I'm so grateful. My niece thanked us. She called us again today. Yeah. Mm-hmm. My niece and her husband had a few challenges, and she called us on Dee's birthday, October 30th, and said, we got some challenges. And we came back home, and we called them and had a long talk, and they were going into he said this and she said that, and we said, stop. Y'all don't have a system. So we went there for Thanksgiving and said, you got to have date night. Got to have date night. every week date night. She said today, Unc, our marriage is doing so well. It's so good. We haven't had any arguments.
They
We
look forward to date night.
have date night. We look
That's
forward to
wonderful.
it. We put the boys to bed, and we have our date. She said we're having more than one date a week.
Wow.
But she said just with our schedule, but we having at least a date night.
That's great.
So
So the assignment is talk
Talk
to each other
about-
about
talk to each
your
other.
goals and dreams. You
Yep.
don't have to write anything down.
not yet, 'cause we're gonna tell you how
No.
to do that at our goal setting seminar, and next week I'm gonna tell you a little more how to set goals. And then I want you to talk to each other, take a ride, have a date night together. You don't have to spend any money. Just put the kids to bed, and y'all sit and just talk about ideas. Talk like you did when you were dating.
Just talk about what do you think. Talk about goals and dreams for now
Yeah, and for the future.
and for the year and for 5 years.
There
What
you
about
go.
that? Just talk about it.
Just talk.
Just talk about dream.
Is half hour's up. Our
All
time
right.
is gone. Remember, for those who want one of the last copies of Make Love, Make Money, Make It Last, only a few left. You better call Cheryl in my office tomorrow and say, I want one of those last ones. When they're gone, they're gone. But if they're gone, you can always remember you can get the audio, which is dynamite, and you can pre-order the new version of the marriage book, which is coming out. We're taking pre-orders.
Has a lot more content too.
Yeah,
great.
I don't know, have more content. It just has a different way of putting it all together.
It's organized a little different.
Yeah, it's organized.
It's great.
She did the organization. So
I
that's-
did.
Look, we gone.
Jolly out. Ugh.
Jolly out.